Welcome! This is Everyday Life, and in this video, we will explain and demonstrate how we used proper lab techniques to find the density of water and dilute a solution. Closed-toed shoes, pants, a shirt that at least covers the shoulders, and safety goggles complete the proper lab attire that must be worn. As we proceed to find the density of water, we start by obtaining a beaker filled with water from the sink. We then transfer that water into a graduated cylinder. We then record the initial volume that was read at eye level with the meniscus. Next, we take a separate beaker that will hold the water and take its mass. We start by tearing the balance and then placing the empty beaker on it. We then record all of the digits shown. Water is then transferred into the designated beaker. After the desired volume is delivered to the beaker, the final volume is read and recorded from the graduated cylinder. The beaker with the water from the graduated cylinder is taken over to the balance to be massed. We then record the mass of the beaker with the water. We then subtracted the mass of the beaker from the mass of the beaker with water to get the mass of water. With the values of mass and volume of water we found, we used the density equation, D equals M over V, to calculate the density. Completing the first part of our lab, we then moved on to stock solution dilution. A stock solution is a concentrated solution that is prepared so solutions of a lesser concentration can be used. The equation C1 times V1 equals C2 times V2 was used to find the concentration of the stock solution diluted with water. To begin the dilution of the stock solution, we used a transferring pipette to extract the stock solution from its container and transferred it to a beaker. We then used a pipette to draw out some stock solution from the beaker. The pipette is brought up to eye level to read the initial volume at the meniscus. The meniscus of most liquids have concave menisci. This is because the molecules of those liquids are more attracted to the walls of the container than to each other. The meniscus is read at the bottom and the value recorded is to 1 decimal of uncertainty. The stock solution is then released from the pipette into the volumetric flask. Once the desired amount is released into the flask, the final volume is recorded. We then transfer water from another beaker into the flask using a pipette to dilute the stock solution. We continued this process until it was filled to the 25 milliliter line. In our lab notebooks, we used the dilution equation to determine the concentration of the diluted solution we made. After a long and challenging day in the lab, we used wet paper towels to clean the lab surfaces on which we worked. We also properly disposed of any excess reagent and rinsed out the glass where we used. This concludes our video. So if you did not understand the contents of this video, you need to either eat or go to bed. Peace.